here this afternoon with Kingfish. That's Bob Weir and his friends, 1977, live at the Roxy Theater in Hollywood, California. Can you dig it? I know I can, baby. All right, yes. All right. Yeah, it's the Mule Skinner Blues right there. Like I said, Kingfish live and kicking at the Roxy, 1977, Hollywood, California. There's my radio voice for you right there on a Friday. Cheers. This meeting of the Utica Club is now called to order. It's a call to order, Colton. Yeah, I was in attendance. All right. Yeah, Colton, he'd raise his paw, but he's busy. He's doing Colton stuff on a Friday. Yeah, why not, right? Let's do a little mail call. So, yeah, I got some mail coming in all the way. Yes, Newcastle upon Tyne. My good friend David Atkinson. David Atkinson Music More. If you don't know that channel, I'll leave a link below. This is David's hometown, of course, and as he says on the back here, some of the local heroes: Eric Burden and the Animals, Brian Johnson from AC/DC, Mark Knopfler, of course, from Dire Straits, Andy Taylor from Duran Duran. Yeah, I know Anthony over at Gambler 812. He's a big fan of those guys. And Prefab Sprout. And, of course, who else is from Newcastle upon Tyne? David Atkinson of YouTube, right? So there's some nice shots of it. Did a recent video where he's walking around Newcastle and he does some record shopping. I will leave a link in the description below so you can check out David's channel, right? And I'm also sporting, yes, a new shirt. This is part of my summer collection for 2025. Patty purchased this, or gave it to me. I purchased it and gave it to me for a Christmas gift, and this will be first t-shirt rolling out for the summer 2025 fashion collection. Who else we got here? We had David Atkinson sent me this other one here, this one from Austria. I think this was a family vacation he took last summer, and when he finally got my temporary address here at the apartment, he's like, I'll send you some postcards, right? So anyway, Colton, get over here, buddy. So anyway, yeah, we're off to Austria with David Atkinson. That's a beautiful shot. Kind of reminds me of interior British Columbia and the Rocky Mountains down in the Okanagan with the lake there. Really, really picturesque, really beautiful. And that town is called Gossasee. Go see it. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, yeah, Gossasee. Go see it. See it. So anyway, yeah, here we are. This is from Daniel. That's my daughter's boyfriend. Big shout out to him. He's over in England too. He's practically around the corner from David Atkinson. He's in London. He's going to University of Westminster. He's studying abroad for a semester, right? When we studied broads, it was a different thing in college. But anyway, yeah, vernaculars change, right? You get it, right? Dad jokes. All right, Utica Club, love it. So here we are. This is the Greenwich Museum, the Royal Museum Greenwich. So I hope this card finds its way into an MGK video. Well, here it is, Daniel. By the way, he says Greenwich is where the prime meridian is located, which is used to measure longitude on maps, right? So if I ever get lost, I'm going to find Daniel over there in Greenwich, and we can start counting from that degree of longitude. So anyway, yeah, nice postcards. So thank you to David Atkinson. Thank you to Daniel. Let's get over to Newcastle. Do it. Beautiful bridges. I remember that one in David's video. There's like 2 or 3 bridges right there going over. I think it's the River Tyne. So anyway, yeah. So what else do we have here? So I mentioned shirts. This is my friend Dave from work. I was on his podcast. He was kind enough to let me film it and post it on YouTube. It's an Apple podcast he has. It's called How I Define Success. And he clearly defines success by being well dressed and being the North American king of shirts. Because this is Casual Friday. You can see I'm extremely casual. But Dave, he's got jeans, but the shirts, he doesn't do casual. It's not in his vocabulary. So that's why he's the king of shirts. I think Dave, seriously, I bet you he has a whole room, like I've said before, in his house full of shirts. And he could probably change shirts every hour of every day of the week and still have excess shirts just to wear. He's the king of shirts. Great guy. And I mentioned Dave, not just because he's the North American king of shirts, but because he knows Colton's sponsored by Smarty Cat. Right here, right? Because he's a Smarty Cat too. Well, Dave is. And so Dave was kind enough to get this housewarming gift for Colton. We already cracked it open, I'm sorry, earlier this afternoon just to make sure it worked properly. I don't read instructions. Here they are. As you can see, I didn't open them. There they are. Colton, he's just like, fuck this. He's going to read the instructions. But anyway, Dave says in the back here, happy cat, happy life. Housewarming present for Catzilla. Colton, right? So what do you got in here, Colton, buddy? It's a laser. Here it is, Colton. Oh, he's after it. Get it, Colton. Yeah, he's after it, all right. Where's the packaging? He likes that, too. There you go, Colton. Yeah, I wore him out earlier. We'll get Colton after it. He will. Can't make cats do stuff. They just say, I'm doing it whenever I want. Oh, it's a happy hour, Colton. Let's crack one of these open for you, just like a Utica Club. Smarty cat time. All right. Yeah, buddy. All right, get after it. So anyway, we got a lot. What else do we got going on here? So last weekend, I went to Guelph, Ontario, where my in-laws live. My wife's is from. Yeah, I posted a video walking the dog, their dog Crystal. We were up for a walk there by St. George's Park, beautiful section of downtown where they live. Anyway, we went up there for a concert. We went to see Whitehorse on Sunday night. Oh, Sunday night concert. And then got up at like 4:30 and drove 2 hours to Buffalo. And we both had to work. Couldn't miss work. Stuff going on. And so anyway, yeah, Monday was a long day. But it was worth it. We went to see Whitehorse on Sunday night. Colton's getting after those postcards. And it was good. So that's Luke Doucette. He's the lead guitarist for Sarah McLachlan's band, and his wife, Melissa. And they just kind of go back and forth. Melissa mostly playing electric acoustic. There, he's getting after it now, Dave. Whoa, damn that. There. Get it, Colton. So anyway, yeah, we were up there. Went to see Whitehorse. We went with Rob at Northern Revolutions. Rob started a Blue Rodeo Revolution up there. He's really into it. So anyway, he's starting a Whitehorse Revolution. So he went to the concert with us. And on the Saturday with Rob, I went to a record show, whatever you want to call it, in Guelph, and it was actually just like half a mile from my in-laws' place. So we went up, met up, and Rob came by, picked me up. We went to the record show, went out for a little lunch, and then Sunday night we went to the concert. And Patty went to the concert, of course, because one of her favorite bands is Sarah McLachlan, of course, Whitehorse. It all falls into place for Patty Cheesecake. It was a win-win for me because I'm married to Patty Cheesecake, so it all works out. And then, so 2 weeks ago tomorrow, which would be, it was a Saturday, of course, right? I went and we had a record riot in Cheektowaga. Try saying that twice, Cheektowaga. So that's a suburb of Buffalo here. And maybe when you come to the party in July, you'll end up in Cheektowaga. Stranger things have happened. Or you could end up in Tonawanda, right? That's where King of Shirts, that's where Dave lives. I said you should run for mayor. Just put a poster wearing a cool shirt. Don't even say anything and people are going to vote for you. Mayor at Tonawanda. I'm writing in on a ballot for Dave. So anyway, back at the record riot. We were over there. I was over there. Walk in. I'm at this table. And all of a sudden this guy is like, hey, I know your channel. You're MGK. And I said, yeah, that's right. And who are you? He says, I'm Larry and this is my wife, Deborah. And that name Deborah, I always laugh. I think of that song by Pulp. Disco 2000, I think was the name of it. Her name was Deborah. That's my terrible Jarvis Cocker imitation, right? If you know Pulp. Anyway, Deborah. So anyway, Larry and Deborah, we ended up shooting the shit, and I bought probably 7 or 8 albums from their table. Colton, god damn. Anyway, so yeah, I got some great stuff, and if Colton moves his ass, I'll probably try to show it. Yeah, get the laser out. Get over there, buddy. Yeah, you're getting all jacked up on that catnip, man. You gotta have a workout. There, Colton. All right. I'll save the laser beam over here. Anyway, yeah. There, Colton. Go over there, bud. Move yourself. God, the accommodations here, right? Only the best for Colton. So anyway, what did I get there? So I was down there at the riot. People are actually pretty civilized, right? So I saw this there. Jeez, Colton, buddy. What? Oh, God. There. Anyway, yeah, I was at the riot, like I said a million times already, and I saw this sitting there, and I'm like a huge Mike Oldfield fan. I saw this there, so I knew her. It's his sister, Sally Oldfield. Where's Sally? Yeah, there's Sally in the green dress right there. Of course, she's on Obadon, just singing kind of in a choral, like a little mini choral background, little mini choir there. There's a spaced out mic. I think that was his reaction when he heard that his sister put a solo album out the year later. It's a total train wreck. It's a disaster. So I saw it, and it was only like $4. I bought this at Larry and Deborah's table. I mean, oh my God. So I took a chance, right? And I remember asking Larry, have you listened to it? No, I haven't tried it. And he's lucky he didn't. This is called Water Bear. I'd probably dive off that water with cement shoes if I had to listen to this a second time. I made it through it once. That's enough. It played like, I think back in the 80s, those Windham Hill records, you'd go in a bookstore and you'd hear that shitty new age kind of stuff in the background. And that's what this is like. And her voice is not very good, a little shrill. And yeah, it's going in the reject pile, Colton. But yeah, so sayonara, adios, au revoir, Sally Oldfield, you are out. Anyway, who else we got here today? Yeah, another friend of mine over here today. That's Gary over at Physical Format, rock and roll, sometimes jazz, sometimes country. Gary's all over the place. So there he is. It's a Friday. Cheers to Gary. Yeah, Colton's after his laser. So Gary's right there, and yeah, he's got his Ronnie James Dio t-shirt on. So speaking of Ronnie James Dio, he used to be in a band called Rainbow, right? So he was the lead singer, and then until he wasn't. And then, then we had Joe Lynn Turner at this point, right? 1982. And I'm trying to think of Gary's friend, the lead singer that played on a couple albums. The one between Ronnie James Dio and Joe Lynn Turner, Graham Bonnet, that's the guy's name. So Gary likes him a lot. So the story with me and Rainbow is I knew Deep Purple, you know, like I had the live album Made in Japan when I was in middle school. That was the first one I ever got. And that's kind of a really great live album because it has all their big songs up into that point, right? Smoke on the Water, you know, all that shit. It's all there, right? So I knew who Richie Blackmore was. And I remember buying the 45, like the 7-inch single. And I didn't buy a lot of those when I was younger. I used to buy the K-Tel compilations and try to get more bang for my buck. But I had the 45 for Stone Cold right there. Really good. This plays almost like, so this is 1982. The actual members of Deep Purple got, including Richie Blackmore and the original members, you know, John Lordy and Gillan, etc., Cozy Powell, those guys. So they got together and did the Perfect Strangers reunion album, and I want to say that was 85. This sounds a little like that, like the instrumentation and the way Blackmore is the band leader here. The band itself, like I said, the music sounds kind of like Perfect Strangers, and that's a good thing. But anyway, vocals are really good. I don't know a lot about Joe Lynn Turner, but I mentioned Gary over at Physical Format. Where is he? He's over here. Because he mentioned a Rainbow album. It wasn't this one. I want to say maybe it was the one right after this, and he talked about Joe Lynn Turner, and I don't know why. I don't remember more about Joe Lynn Turner or where he came from. But he's a great singer, and Stone Cold, if that was indicative of the rest, which it is, this is a really good rock album. It's straight up rock album. Listened to it a couple nights ago. For the first time all the way through, and very enjoyable. And actually, Roger Glover's on here. He's playing bass on that. So Roger Glover from Deep Purple, right? So really solid record. It's straight between the eyes, right? Bam, right? Straight between the eyes. There you go on the inside. That's pretty cool. And there's a giant eyeball, right? Speaking of eyes, straight between the eyes. Bam, right? All right. So that's Rainbow. Getting it to you, straight between the eyes. So that's a really good one. And what else did I get? Cruzados, kind of an alternative rock outfit from Southern California. If you ever saw the movie directed by Robert Rodriguez, I'm trying to think of the name of it, with Selma Hayek. She's a stripper. And then there's this bar, what is it called? And these vampires and all this come out. Well, the Cruzados are the house band in the movie. And Tito Lariva, the lead singer, I recognized him right away because I remember the band playing in the movie. From Dusk Till Dawn, that's the name of the movie. George Clooney's in it, and a few other people. Quentin Tarantino actually has a starring role. Yeah, him, Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney play brothers, and they're on the run, and they're going to Mexico. Yeah, and they end up in this weird roadhouse, and it's party one minute, and then it's like all these vampires and shit. It's a really fun movie from Dusk Till Dawn, and Cruzados, right? So I'm off track. But anyway, this is their second one. I had the first one, took a chance on this one. Only one bad track on this, Bed of Lies. The rest is just really good. It's kind of like alt country with a rock edge. Cruzados, definitely a California band when you listen to these guys. Totally the look right there, right? Doesn't that scream mid-'80s? And they're out after dark, right? I was out after dark with Patty last night. Oh, where did we go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so last night Went for a little theater. We went to see this play called Shocked. It was a Broadway show until it wasn't. Now it's touring around. Really fun musical theater. Patty enjoys it. I don't mind it either. Caroline did her fair share of it. She went to a high school that was like a Juilliard type, although she ended up going the academic route, but she was in a lot of productions, so we've been to a lot of productions. So we went to one last night, and that was good. Anyway, where are we? Yeah, we're back. We're back at the Record Riot. So anyway, another, what do we got here? We got a 12-inch single, China Crisis here. Wake Up, King in a Catholic Style, 2 versions. Edit, and the LP version right here. $2, right? So anyway, yeah, there was a guy there by Larry and Deborah's table, and he was saying China Crisis are still touring. I had no idea. They are on Warner Brothers, yet Virgin. It must have been a subsidiary, something like that. Some deal between Warner Brothers and Virgin. And you can see here, this is a promo copy. So yeah, a couple bucks. I do like 12-inch singles. And, you know, they're so cheap these days when I see them. And there's a lot of good 80s stuff. Bands that I really loved back in the day, including China Crisis. So I saw that and I'm like, hey, I'm going to grab it. Just a couple bucks is fun. So anyway, yeah, who else? Another shout out. Yeah. A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for Chicago, which Steve is leaving soon because he's going down to Arizona to run things down there. He's getting out of Chicago. And then Anthony right here from Gambler 812, I mentioned he loves Duran Duran. And, you know, of course, Andy Taylor, he was neighbors with David Atkinson in Newcastle, right, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah, they were hanging out. So anyway, yeah, this was the Wheel of Death. This was Steve. He did one of his Steve things where he's giving stuff out once a month. It wasn't a contest, but if you commented on some video, I forget which one, because he does a video every 10 minutes, he's going to put you on this Wheel of Death. And here I am getting called out. There I am. I'm eliminated. I was eliminated. Wheel of Death. Gone, right? So anyway, the reason I bring up Steve, he recommended this one, right? Paul Kossoff, original guitarist for Free, right? Friend of Paul Rogers, and Paul Rogers actually is on this album. Forget what track he sings on this, but name of the record is called Backstreet Crawler. This is Paul Kossoff's first solo album, and he ended up forming a band after this, and I think they did 1 or 2 before his untimely death in 1976. Only made it to 26 years old, didn't quite make it to the 27 club with Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin. I think Jimi Hendrix was in the 27 club too. There he is on the back. Just rocking out, right? So he's doing Paul Kossoff stuff. He almost looks like he's pretty short here. He needs a booster seat. Anyway, Backstreet Crawler. So anyway, back to this. Steve had recommended it. This was at Larry's table, right, at the Riot. All right, we were having I was having a riot that day because it was a great conversation. I must have talked to them for half an hour. It was great. So, hello, Larry. I hope you're watching the video, and Deborah too. So anyway, this was a real gem to find. I mean, I threw it on. I was at the Record Riot Saturday, and I remember listening to this, having myself a little psychedelic Sunday the next day. And wow, man, what a mind blower. So yeah, all of side 2 is a track called Tuesday Morning. That's an instrumental. I mean, it's outstanding. Just really good. Just really good. It's rock, but it's psych. It's not psych blues. It's rock. And when you hear him play, you can totally hear Free. Totally. I think the Paul Rogers tune might be first track on side 2 here. What the hell is it? I'm Ready. That might be it. But I've only listened through this once, and really outstanding record. Thank you, Steve, for making that great recommendation, among many others over the years, right? And Steve, he's also a man of many shirts because, you know, he's going to print all those shirts for the party, right? So really generous guy. Yeah, and A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for Colton. Get over there and check out his channel. I'm going to leave links in the description, including for my friend Dave at King of Shirts, for his Apple podcast that he does, because I was on his podcast a few weeks ago, in case you were living under a rock and didn't see that. Outstanding conversation. So this goes into the weirdest album covers I've bought in a long time. Blues Project, a band I really, really dig. Big fan. Danny Kalb, at this point, the only original member. I think these guys were, I don't know if they were from the Pittsburgh or Philadelphia area, or maybe Chicago. I know somewhere in the Midwest there. But anyway, they were just a psychedelic blues outfit. Really great. The first album was recorded, I want to say, in Greenwich Village at the, what's it called? Live at the Go-Go, something like that. I've got all those old ones, but this was a later one from 1972. And there's Danny Kalb. So there's Danny Kalb. He could be king of shirts with a shirt like that, right? But look what else is going on in the sidemen here. This dude's leaning on the sink. He looks like he's pretty blasted. And this dude, he's hanging out. He's holding a child, and he's sitting on a toilet. I mean, just, is this bizarro or what, right? Lazarus, the name of this. Listen to the title track, 9-minute jam. It's wild. It's really far out, man. Really, I can't recommend. If you like psychedelic blues, blaze one and put that one on. You won't get out of the chair for 9 minutes, I guarantee it. It's an attention grabber. Anyway, what else on here? Personal Mercy's good, and Black Knight, that's a good one. Not to be confused with Black Knight by Deep Purple, right? Who I mentioned earlier. Yeah, Colton. Yeah, laser. Get it. All right. Or don't get it. Later. So on the back, way more normal. There they are. So whoever the art director was must have went, maybe they did this photo the next day. He's like, hey, let's do something a little more normal today. Day 1, day 2, I don't know, guessing. But yeah, really, really wild record. Original Capitol label, purple and green. So yeah, that was a good find at the show. So anyway, what else did we get that day? Another one, Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers, right here from 1989. Big fan. I saw them open for an Excess, probably, 1986, 87. I don't know if that was at the Kick Tour. I don't know. What was the Common People or what? I'm trying to think of that first Ziggy Marley album. Anyway, really great, solid, kind of poppy reggae stuff. Son of Bob Marley. Anyway, really good. Pains of Life, urban music, all love. It's all love, baby. Yeah, look at everybody's on the back. They all look happy. Happy on the front. Was he on the Virgin label? Let's see here. Yes, he was. All right. All right, there you go. So Ziggy Marley, pretty cool. I'd like to see him live. I know he's still touring around. I do enjoy my reggae action. Just like Embarrassment of Riches. Rich, he's coming to the party. So anyway, in other news, yes, we got a house. Bad news is it doesn't close until we don't get the house till August 1st. So cut to the chase. The party we're going to rent a big Airbnb downtown Buffalo. I'm not going to have my collection with me, but we're all going to be together, people, so don't panic. Next year, I'll have everything out in my new man cave, which is the finished attic. Skylights, it's going to be legit, man. So anyway, more on that coming soon. And so if you want directions, you're coming up here to Buffalo, ping me. I'll send you my info. We can message. And if you're not already corresponding with me on the guest list for the party, all are invited in the vinyl community. Come on up here. Colton is waiting. He's ready to host, man. So anyway, speaking of party, Fandango, ZZ Top, right? I got that new copy of Tres Hombres a few weeks ago. This is a really clean used copy of Fandango. The follow-up, half live, half studio. Side 1 captured in New Orleans. Features that medley with Thunderbird, Jailhouse Rock. And on and on it goes. Backdoor, Love Affair number 2, Long Distance Boogie. Really good. And the big track on here, everybody knows, that's Tush. Rounds out that record. So anyway, and lastly, solo album for Hugh Cornwell. I don't know if Embryonic Brian has this one. Of course, lead vocalist for the Stranglers. This was a big disappointment from 1988. I didn't even know this at the time, and I was a big Stranglers fan, I thought. Solo album kind of plays like a pop top 40, his attempt at top 40. It's okay in the background. But, this is only a $4 record, so what the hell, I'll take it. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of going to do it. What else do we have? Johnny Paycheck here. Yeah, Infidelity. Dave, he likes that. Got a Southside Johnny album here. Yeah. So anyway, I was having a record riot, and you've had a record riot today. Colton. Yeah, see if he's coming over for it. He's sponsored by Smarty Cat. Laser Beams. King of Shirts. So anyway, it's a Friday. Cheers. It's a long video. Yeah, but anyway, what are you going to do, right? It's a Friday. Kick back, 25 minutes in, have a couple pints. You'll be in the Utica Club just like me and Colton. So anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Looking forward to seeing everybody that's planning on coming in July. Patty's going to be baking up a storm. We're going to get together. We're going to go to Niagara Falls. We're going to go to the Maid of the Mist and go all that. Brian Embryonic. He's decided, him and David Atkinson, they were going to drive down because David's going to fly to Toronto, and they're going to drive. They're going to drive to Niagara Falls, and they're going to roll over the falls in a barrel, and we're going to pick them up in the Maid of the Mist. It's going to be very dramatic, so be there or be square, and we'll see you in the next video.